All right, so here we want to solve this radical equation. We have radical 8 minus x equals x minus 2. So just a quick look here, right? There's only one radical in this problem, and it's isolated already. So that's good, right? So then what we want to do is we want to square both sides. And remember, for radical equations, that's really the only way to go here, okay? Also remember, we square sides, okay? We don't square each individual item here, right? Like x squared minus 2 squared, okay? We square the left side and we square the right side. Now by doing so, right, what happens here? Right, radical 8 minus x squared is, it's basically radical 8 minus x times itself. So that means that the radical symbol essentially cancels out, right? That's not really what happens, but this just becomes 8 minus x. Okay, now what do we get on the other side though? Right, it's x minus 2 times x minus 2, right? So that becomes x squared minus 4x plus 4. So what we've done is we've taken the radical equation, we've isolated the radical, squared both sides, and now we end up with an equation of this type, right? This is a quadratic type equation. So we should be able to solve this, right? Let's go ahead and subtract the 8 to both sides. Let's add the x to both sides. So we get 0 equals x squared minus 3x minus 4. All right, and with this quadratic equation, we can solve by factoring. Okay, so this becomes x minus 4 times x plus 1. At this point, we can set each factor equal to 0, and we get two values for x, right? We get x equals 4, we get x equals negative 1. Now you have to be careful though, right? These are not the solutions, right? These are called proposed solutions because we have to check these answers, right? We have to plug these guys back into the original problem and make sure that everything works out. Right, let's try the 4, okay? So we get radical 8 minus 4. Does that equal 4 minus 2? Well, 8 minus 4 is 4, right, which is radical 4. That we get 2, right? And of course, 4 minus 2, that's just equal to 2. Right, so that checks out, right? So this is a good answer. Now notice what happens with plugging the negative 1 though, right? We get radical 8 minus negative 1. And does that equal negative 1 minus 2? Well, 8 minus negative 1 is 9, okay, and radical 9 is 3, but notice what we get on the other side, right? We actually get negative 3, which is not a true statement, right? So what does that tell us? It tells us that negative 1 does not work, okay? We call that an extraneous solution. And it's extraneous because we did the math, we didn't make any mistakes, and we got x equals negative 1. However, when we plugged it back into the original problem, it did not work. Right, so there's only one answer here, right? The only answer here is 4.